I'm Johnny from Extra Boxing here with Will the Power Coix, who runs Power Boxing and Fitness Gym out of West Chicago. Today's topic, I want to talk about people who are worried that their slipping makes them too predictable. So there are many fighters that come to me and they ask me like, hey John, if I slip like this, isn't it so predictable? Because they know I'm going to go left, they know I'm going to go right, they can time it and hit me. And yes, if that's all you're doing, for sure. Not only is it predictable, but it even feels predictable. Like you feel like you're putting yourself into a death trap. So these are a few things that I do that are very simple. It's going to help you out. First thing is don't do what most people do, is they go off rhythm. So when they're afraid to get caught, they start being herky-jerky and weird. So they're like, you know, where they're just scared. They're just scared. You don't have to do that. Stay smooth, but what you do is mix between one slip and two slips. So at one, okay, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? 1. All right, so I just mix between one slip at a time or two slips at a time. That alone, I don't have to change my speed. I don't have to like be too herky-jerky, make myself tired, lose my rhythm. That would help. The next thing I do is that when I do the one slip, I can use that to do other footwork. This footwork in itself is kind of slipping because if you move your body, you move your head. So it is kind of slipping in its own way. For example, this would be one slip. I could also one slip pivot, right? That would be very easy. One slip shuffle. That would be very easy. Or one slip, then the second one. So once you mix all that, you don't have to change your speed. Already, you've given yourself 3, 4 things. That is plenty of unpredictable for your opponent. Likewise, when I go the other way, one slip, 1, 2, one stand switch, one shuffle, right? So that's a lot of things right there already that you know, and also too, if you want, and you just even just lift your glove a little, just little things like that. That'll keep them on their toes, okay? So I prefer that you stay in rhythm and do something else, find creative things, keep your opponent guessing, than to try to be faster.
You know, I was thinking when he was doing that, like how easy, how smooth it all looks. And for some of you who are just watching this video, who are just starting boxing, you may feel like, nah, you know, you could be a doubter. You could be like, nah, Johnny, I've done that before. It doesn't work. Because I remember watching some videos, and you know, it was like, well, it's easier said than done. You know, once I get in there, you have to go through those mistakes. You're going to get hit. Sparring is for practice. It's not a real fight. Never compare a sparring match to an actual fight. And sometimes when you're doing that in sparring, maybe it won't work the first time because you probably haven't found it. So you just gotta rinse and repeat, do it again and again. And the whole point of slipping is to get out of the center line. It just stand still, don't even move, don't do nothing. You're just gonna be a standing dummy for me. Your punches will always, my point of a boxer is to hit him in the head, right? So where is his head? Always in the center line. So if Johnny now, go ahead, start moving a little bit. If he just moves a little bit to his left, he's pretty much slipping without doing too much work. His step moves and his head jerks a bit. So what you want to do is be able to go side to side. So that way when he punches, he's out of the way. I punch this way, he's out of the way. So when you're working on what he was trying to show you, you go in, you slip, you go back, you slip, you turn out. You just gotta try it, you just gotta do it. Shadow box, shadow box, shadow box. And that's the best advice I can give you on this subject. Now, one way you could try to not feel so, quote unquote, predictable, you just have to experiment. You know, you have to switch up your rhythm. So Tyson did this a lot, and then he will move on one way. If he didn't move that way, he'll move this way. You know, because he sees one hand come out, so he will pick the other side. And then when that started to fail, all he had was punches. And that was pretty much Mike Tyson's game. And someone with a nice jab who would start to predict his rhythm. So what you gotta do is change that style up. And all of a sudden you go to a Mayweather style, who's a little more on his back foot, leaning back a bit. Or you'd be like what's his name, Winky Wright, who had more of like a Philly stance, go walk in like this and not do so much. So you want to switch up faces. Sometimes you're being more predictable like a Tyson style. You switch it up to more Winky Wright, and then you go back like a Mayweather. You got to have different faces. You slide to the right, slide to the left, lean back, be more dynamic in your approach. But don't forget your punches, because all this may look good on camera. It all may look good to yourself internally. But judges don't score that. They score punches. So make sure you always punch as you do your head movements. All right, my name is Will Power Coix, along with Johnny from Extra Boxing. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next round.